Hello everyone, welcome back. I am the Magpie and welcome to my channel. Well, today's topic is a little bit different because I'm not bitching about something, which is weird. You'll see this happen a lot around here. But I want to dive into a topic that I've been thinking about for quite some time. Right, so bear with me. Everyone assumes Octavia, Stolas' daughter, will be the one that one day will inherit the Goetia throne. I mean, she's the blood heir, right? It's tradition. But what if I told you there is someone else who might actually be a better fit? Someone who, on paper, shouldn't even be in the conversation to begin with. But of course I'm talking about Loona, the Hellhound receptionist of IMP. I guess you already know her. That's why you clicked on this video, come on. Anyways, today we are going to break down why Loona might actually be a stronger candidate than Octavia, how her role in the Goetia grimoire is way more important than most people would care to realize, and how a potential Loona-Octavia alliance could completely shake up the future of Helluva Boss, and maybe how it's going to resolve, the Stolas-Octavia issue, and maybe how it will involve Andrealphus, and yada yada yada. But I'm gonna go all over that in a minute. Okay, so let's start with the basics. The Goetias aren't just any noble family in Hell, they're basically Hell's aristocracy. Their power comes directly from the grimoires that they hold, I presume at least. We have only seen Stolas use one, and a grimoire is an ancient book of spells that lets them travel to the human world and control massive amounts of magic and do all sorts of rituals and things that they're obligated to do. So traditionally, succession is very simple. It passes down through bloodline, which means that after Stolas, Octavia is the next in line. And we all know that Stolas inherited his position as prince when he turned 18. Canonically, we know that Octavia is 18. Keep this in mind, we'll come back to this later. Now, Andrealphus is just hovering around. He has taken everything from Stolas and practically waiting to seize even more control. Right now, Andrealphus has both the grimoire and Stolas' estate, and Octavia is just stuck living under his thumb because she has nowhere else to go, and I bet her father is the last person she wants to see. But here's the thing. Once those 100 years of punishment for Stolas are up, technically, the duties are supposed to fall to Octavia. That is, if Andrealphus even allows this to happen in the first place, because this man is out there hungry for power. I'm telling you, he's eating that plate up and he's leaving no crumbs behind, girly. What was that? But anyways, so that is the danger of relying on tradition, because in Hell, power doesn't get necessarily passed down. That is on paper, in my opinion, but it gets fought for. And the smartest and the fittest wins. So, Octavia is honestly one of the most sympathetic characters in the show. She's grown up in a broken household, there's no debate over that, overshadowed by her father's scandals, and she's constantly seeking an escape. Nothing wrong with any of this, mind you. However, my point of concern began when she really wanted to go see that comet that Stolas was all on about when she was a child, and the day comes. And, for whatever reason, and all of the things that happened in that episode, Stolas was too occupied being mad at Stella, going all over these feelings and whatever was happening over there. And she was frustrated and she tried to use the grimoire to go see this freaking comet. And she failed. She ended up on Earth. Like, you are the heir to the throne. Let's call it a throne because she's technically a princess, so is it a throne? Yeah, maybe it could be. Anyways, we see Loona do this on the daily to make ends meet in IMP. Like, she does that for a living, technically. So this is where my brain starts kind of thinking, like, yes, on the one hand you have a hellhound, the lowest of the low, but she's exceptionally good at using something that a person of that status would. And then you have Octavia, that she can't even use it. So this is where this whole idea for this video came from. But for now, let's flip it around and talk about Loona. On paper, she's obviously nothing like Octavia. She's not noble. She's not respected by Hell's upper class. She's the lowest of the low, that much is established. And yeah, she can be cynical, abrasive, and emotionally distant. But here's what changes everything. Loona already knows how to use the grimoire, and quite efficiently. Working with IMP, she's had to rely on it constantly, opening the portals, managing logistics, and adapting in dangerous and high-pressure missions. She's practical, efficient, and she's proven herself in ways Octavia hasn't, or at least she hasn't yet, or at least she hasn't convinced me yet, so that's important too. But here is also the kicker. We've already seen Loona and Octavia bond on screen. That means there is no reason Loona couldn't actually teach Octavia how to use the grimoire properly. If anything, it makes perfect sense to me. Loona has the practical skills and Octavia has the heritage. Together, they could bridge that gap. And that brings us to one of the biggest questions Helluva Boss seems to be circling. Should power belong to those who inherit it, or to those who prove themselves capable? Octavia has the bloodline, but not the training. Loona has the skill, but not the birthright. So imagine the throne as more than a symbol. Imagine it as responsibility. Who would you trust to actually carry out those duties? And when you factor in Andrealphus, who's scheming and manipulative, you start to see just how shaky Octavia's future really is. If she can't master the grimoire or set herself, what's stopping him from holding on to power indefinitely? Since he can just turn around and say, see, the heir to the throne is just not ready, just like her father, so might as well just stay here and do whatever I want. And now here is where things get exciting. Imagine an episode where Octavia, overwhelmed by her future, or maybe she learned something about Andrealphus' scheme or something along those lines, decides to turn to the one person who understands both her loneliness and her struggles. That just so happens to be Loona. They're opposites. Octavia is quiet and anxious. Loona is snappy and grounded. We've already seen their chemistry. They're both outcasts in their own ways. Octavia because of her privilege, Loona because of her status. If they came together to study the grimoire, they'd complement each other perfectly. Octavia could finally get the hands-on experience she's missing, and Loona, through Octavia, could gain insight into the weight of noble legacy. It wouldn't just be a character growth, it would be a game-changing partnership that defines what it means to lead in Hell. And maybe it could also lead to a plotline of Andrealphus being overthrown eventually. So, who's the true heir to the Goetia throne? Octavia may carry the bloodline, but Loona carries the experience. And in Hell, maybe tradition doesn't matter as much as proven strength. Andrealphus might think he's secured the estate and the grimoire, but once those 100 years are up, the question still remains. Will Octavia step up, or will someone like Loona prove to be the Goetia family's unexpected future? Personally, I'd love to see an episode where these two come together, not as rivals, but as allies, because maybe the throne doesn't belong to just one of them. Maybe it belongs to whoever can wield the grimoire best. But that's just my theory. And what do you guys think? Would Hell be better off under Octavia, or should Loona take the reins? Or maybe it could be the first time we could have two princesses for the same role. But let me know, guys, what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more Helluva Boss theories and other character deep dives. Stay tuned, there's more to come.